Hi all, it's Ben. I'm bringing you another product review. This is the Woodsi Footsi, the adjustable high foot chair rest. Excuse me, the height adjustable high chair footrest. It's from this company called Nibble And Rest. And it's mainly because we're gonna put in a little footrest here from this IKEA anti-thingy that if you've seen my video before, I mentioned there's no footrest. So we got this thing off of a website. I'll put the link up in the description. So what's included in the box is the footrest itself, which is made out of, looks like pretty good quality wood. It's been sanded down so there's no sharp corners for your kid to cut their feet. And then there's O-rings. So as I understand, you're gonna put the O-rings onto the legs of your IKEA high chair. And then this just sits kind of on top into those grooves. And that's pretty much it. So the assembly should be very quick and pretty easy. So I'm gonna just give you an idea of what this footrest thing will look like attached to your Antilop high chair. Now keep in mind, this is specifically designed for the Antilop or something similar. So if you have a different high chair, it might not work. Just keep that in mind. So it'll look like it can go about right here. I don't know how high that is. I'll take a tape measure in a bit and show you guys. And then it can only go down to a certain amount before it slides out. Per the instructions, you're going to actually put 2 O-rings on the bottom to hold up the footrest and then 1 on top to secure it. And you do that with each side. So you're gonna roll the 2 O-rings up and then the third one that's gonna be about, they say, a few centimeters higher. And then you just seat this down in place and then you lower the footrest. The instructions say that this isn't going to support the full weight of your kid for prolonged periods, so it's not meant to be like a ladder or something for them to play on. It's just for them to rest their feet. At the highest setting, it looks like it's about 3¼ inches, maybe just under 3½ at the highest. So if your child is shorter than that, their feet won't rest easily. Then if you go all the way down to probably where you think it's relatively secure, about let's say here, the longest it looks like it can go while still safely holding on to your chair, I think you could probably squeeze out about 5½ inches. I mean, your mileage may vary if you decide to take the risk of going even lower, but as you can tell, it's kind of you could like kind of push it all the way down just before it falls out of the legs, but that's just kind of the risk that you have to take. So per the instructions, you're supposed to put 2 O-rings at the bottom and 1 O-ring at the top, and then you position it so the wood footrest has the grooves in the bottom. And I think these 2 O-rings are supposed to support the weight of your child's legs. Remember, it's not to support the entire weight of them. So I actually put the 3 O-rings in first, slid this guy on, then slid the 1 O-ring up and these 2 on. And then here, I'm just gonna put it at the highest level and then we'll take a look. So here's the footrest installed. You can see I have 2 O-rings at the bottom per the instructions and 1 O-ring at the top. The top O-ring doesn't really come into play until you have your footrest a lot lower, because then you don't want this flipping up and out in case your kid's stirring it with their toes and whatnot. It's a pretty quick installation, probably less than 2 minutes to be honest. And that was just me playing around looking at it. Feels pretty sturdy. It'll probably act as a pretty nice footrest for your kid. Here's a couple things that I like and I don't like. The first thing that I like is, it's designed for your Antilop Baby High Chair, which is great because it's custom made, cut correctly. Has these loops. No tools required. And then here's what I kind of don't like about this Antilop. Okay, first of all, it's being held up by O-rings, which is clever and nice, so it's just all friction. But if you've ever worked in any kind of manufacturing, engineering, or design, you know O-rings after a while, especially just being exposed out here, will eventually dry out. These will probably become brittle, break, and then, you know, this won't really hold anymore. Fortunately, this isn't like a high risk item. Your kid's feet's just gonna dangle if this ever collapses, but your kid will be safe in the Antilop itself. It's just more of a design issue that, well, I'm sure your kid's need of this high chair will be satisfied by the lifespan of these O-rings. And these O-rings, if you ever need to replace them, you can always just buy them online and probably buy a kit of them. Or if you have a Parker Hannafin or a Parker handbook for O-rings, you could probably find out what these are and buy some replacements. Now, that's probably the only thing that I would say I kind of don't like, because these aren't really permanent parts, because as I said, O-rings, depending on your weather condition, if you leave it outdoors or whatnot, it could dry out and after a while not be very good. That is the Nibble and Rest high chair footrest specifically for your IKEA Antilop. So thanks for watching.